A lawyer married a woman who had previously divorced 10 husbands. On their wedding night, she told her new husband, "Please be gentle, I'm still a virgin." "What?" said the puzzled groom. "How can that be if you've been married 10 times? "Well, husband number 1 was a sales representative. He kept telling me how great it was going to be. Husband number 2 was in software services. He was never really sure how it was supposed to function, but he said he'd look into it and get back to me. Husband number 3 was from field services. He said everything checked out diagnostically, but he just couldn't get the system up. Husband number 4 was in telemarketing. Even though he knew he had the order, he didn't know when he would be able to deliver. Husband number 5 was an engineer. He understood the basic process but wanted 3 years to research, implement, and design a new state-of-the-art method. Husband number 6 was from finance and administration. He thought he knew how, but he wasn't sure whether it was his job or not. Husband number 7 was in marketing. Although he had a nice product, he was never sure how to position it. Husband number 8 was a psychologist. All he ever did was talk about it. Husband number 9 was a gynecologist. All he did was look at it. Husband number 10 was a stamp collector. All he ever did was, "I miss him. But now that I've married you, I'm really excited." "Good," said the new husband. "But why?" "You're a lawyer. This time I know I'm gonna get screwed."
Wife, honey, let's play a game? Husband, okay, what is the game all about? Wife, if I mention a country, you will run to the left side of the room and touch the wall. And if I mention a bird, you will run to the right side of the room and touch the wall. If you run to the wrong direction, you will give me all your salary for the month. Husband, okay, and if you fail, I will have your salary too, right? Wife, smile, yes, darling. Husband, okay, stood up and was ready to run to any direction. Wife, are you ready? Husband, yes, ready. Wife, turkey. It has been 4 hours now. The husband is still standing at the spot wondering if she meant the country or the bird.
Little Johnny comes down to breakfast. Since they live on a farm, his mother asks if he had done his chores. "Not yet," said little Johnny. His mother tells him no breakfast until he does his chores. Well, he's a little pissed off, so he goes to feed the chickens, and he kicks a chicken. He goes to feed the cows, and he kicks a cow. He goes to feed the pigs and he kicks a pig. He goes back in for breakfast, and his mother gives him a bowl of dry cereal. "How come I don't get any eggs and bacon? Why don't I have any milk in my cereal?" he asks. "Well," his mother says, "I saw you kick a chicken, so you don't get any eggs for a week. I saw you kick the pig, so you don't get any bacon for a week either. I also saw you kick the cow, so for a week you aren't getting any milk." Just then, his father comes down for breakfast and kicks the cat halfway across the kitchen. Little Johnny looks up at his mother with a smile and says, "Are you going to tell him, or should I?"
A husband was addicted to smoking and drinking. One day, his wife got so angry that she told him, "If you keep on smoking, all of your intestines will fall out." Her husband didn't believe her, so he kept on smoking and drinking, just like he always did. His wife was determined to prove herself right, so one day she went out early in the morning and bought some big intestines. She stuffed them in her husband's underwear as he slept. A short while later, he woke up, let out a huge scream, and then fell silent for the next 30 minutes. After another 30 minutes of silence, he comes downstairs, sweating profusely. "What happened?" asked the wife. "You were right. My intestines did come out, but don't worry, honey, after a lot of work, I finally managed to push them back in."
Husband knocks the door at midnight. Wife, go back where you're coming from. Husband, open the door or I throw myself in the swimming pool. Wife, go ahead and kill yourself, do you think I care? So the husband stands near the dark part of the gate and waits for 2 minutes, takes a big stone and throws it into the swimming pool. Shh. Wife hears and opens the door and runs towards the swimming pool. The husband quickly sneaks into the house, then locks the door. Wife, open the door or I will shout. Husband, shout till all the neighbors wakes up and comes here. Tell them where you are coming from by this time of the night with only a panty and a bra.
This elderly couple is sitting on a park bench in front of a large pond. On the other side of the pond are vendors sell all types of food stuff. The wife turns to hubby and says, I could really go for an ice cream cone. Hubby replies, well, I'll go get you one. Wife says, but, you'll forget, you better write it down. Hubby replies, no I won't, what do you want? Wife says, get me a strawberry cone with chocolate sprinkles. Hubby replies, okay, strawberry cone with chocolate sprinkles. See, I'll remember. Several hours pass and, finally, the hubby returns. The wife asks him, what took you so long, did you get lost? The hubby replies, no, and I got what you wanted. The wife opens the bag to discover a cheeseburger and fries. Wife says, I knew you should have written the order down. Hubby says, what do you mean everything is there? To which the wife replies, no, it's not, look, you forgot the pickles.
Little Johnny is in grade 2 class when the teacher says, okay boys and girls, today we are going to learn a new word. She writes the word on the chalkboard and asks, who knows how to say our new word? Little Johnny, who is sitting in the back, puts his hand up and yells, oh I know, pick me. The teacher knows little Johnny is a troublemaker, and he will probably say something silly, so she looks for someone else. Little Susie is in the front row holding her hand up patiently and politely. The teacher says, yes, Susie, how do we say our new word? Little Susie takes her time reading the word, and says, contagious. The teacher says, very good, Susie. Now, who can use our new word in a sentence? Again, little Johnny in the back yells, oh, I can. Pick me. The teacher looks for someone else to pick, but no other students have their hands up, so she says, okay, Johnny, let us hear your sentence. Little Johnny says, my dad used that word just yesterday. My mom was mowing the lawn while my dad was sitting on the sun deck drinking a beer. The lawnmower died and my mom was trying to get it started again, but she kept pulling the cord and it just wouldn't start. My dad watched her and laughed, then he took a big sip of beer and said to me, you know, Johnny, it is going to take that cunt ages to get that lawnmower going again.
Little Johnny came to class all beat up. Teacher, what's wrong? Johnny, our house is very small, me, my mom and my dad, all sleep in the same bed. Every night my dad asks if I'm sleeping. I say no, then he slaps my face and gives me a black eye. Teacher, tonight when your dad asks, keep dead quiet, don't answer. The following morning Johnny's teacher sees him with a severe swelling on his face. Teacher, my goodness. Why the swelling? Johnny, Dad asked me again if I was sleeping. I shut up and kept dead still. Then my dad and mom start moving. Then my dad asked my mom, are you coming? Mom said, yes, I'm coming, are you coming too? Dad answered yes. They don't usually go anywhere without me, so I said, oh wait for me. I'm coming too.
One day, during a lesson on proper grammar, the teacher asked for a show of hands for who could use the word beautiful in the same sentence twice. First, she called on little Susie, who responded with, my father bought my mother a beautiful dress and she looked beautiful in it. Very good, Susie, replied the teacher. She then called on little Michael. My mommy planned a beautiful banquet and it turned out beautifully, he said. Excellent, Michael. Then, the teacher called on little Johnny. Last night, at the dinner table, my sister told my father that she was pregnant, and he said, beautiful, just beautiful. Little Johnny's mother was upset about her son's swearing habit, so she takes him to the church. There, the priest is waiting. After finishing her own confessions, little Johnny's mother talks about her situation. "I don't know what to do with my son anymore," she says. "He started a while ago to say swear words, and now he is saying one in every sentence. Why, I have just the perfect solution." The priest smiles. "How is he financially? I mean, does your son have a piggy bank or something?" "He keeps his savings. Once in a while he gets 1 coin or 2, the mother replies. "Very well," the priest exclaimed. "Make him donate 10 cents for the church for each time you catch him or know from someone that he said a swear word. Come back at the end of the month with him to give to the poor box everything he owes. Maybe financial pressure will control him." "Great!" the mother grinned. "I'll start today." At the end of the month, the mother comes back to the church. She seems unamused. The priest noticed her bad mood and asked, "So tell me how it went." "Yeah, he is quite a chatterbox. He owes $9.90, the mother revealed, then turning to her son. "Little Johnny, come here. Give the money to the priest." Little Johnny comes, quite ashamed, and hands the priest a $10 bill. $10? the priest said. "I'm afraid I don't have 10 cents to do change." "Oh, don't worry," little Johnny smiled. "Just go yourself and we're even." So, little Johnny has a report due for government class. He asks his dad to explain government. His dad thinks for a minute and explains it like this. "I am Congress, your mom is the judicial system, your sister is the unemployed, you are the group too young to vote, and the maid is the working class." So that night, little Johnny is trying to figure out what his dad meant, and got up to get a drink. On his way to the kitchen, he watched his sister sneak out of the house with her boyfriend. He grabbed his drink, and on the way back to his room, he saw his dad sneak down to the maid's room. The next morning he tells his dad, "So I think I have it figured out." His dad asks, "So how do you think it works?" Little Johnny says, "The unemployed are out around while Congress is." He tells his dad, "So I think I have it figured out." His dad asks, "So how do you think it works?" Little Johnny says, "The unemployed are out fucking around while Congress is screwing the working class, the judicial system is asleep, and the people too young to vote are watching it all happen."
Every Friday a guy would walk into a bar and order 3 beers. Then he'd sit at a table, drink each one by himself and leave. He does this every Friday for a few weeks until the bartender becomes so curious he has to ask the guy about this routine. "Well, you see I have 2 buddies, and we always would have a beer with each other when we were together. But now they've both moved to different parts of the country. We still keep up the tradition, where we're at, and have just 1 beer for each of us on Friday nights." His curiosity satisfied, the bartender goes back to serving his other customers. This goes on for several months until one day the guy comes in and orders only 2 beers. Seeing how sad the fellow is, the bartender brings him his 2 beers and offers condolences for his loss. Confused, the guy asks why the bartender was offering condolences. "It's just that since you normally order 3 beers, but tonight you only ordered 2, I just figured something must have happened to one of your buddies." "Oh no. We're all just fine. It's just that it's Lent and I gave up drinking till Easter." Man walks into bar and orders a rum a coke. Bartender gives him an apple. Man gives him a surprised look and says, "I ordered a rum and coke." Bartender says, "Just take a bite." Man bites it and says, "This tastes like rum." Bartender say, "And now turn it around." Man turns it and take a bite. "Wow, this tastes like coke. This is amazing." A second man enter the bar and orders a gin and tonic. Bartender again gives him an apple and says, "Here you go." Second man, "Is this a joke? I ordered a gin and tonic." Man 1 sitting next to him says, "Just take a bite, you will be surprised." Second man bites it and says, "This tastes like gin." Bartender say, "And now turn it around." Second man turns it and take a bite. "Wow, this tastes like tonic. This is amazing. Such a healthy way to have a drink." And continues eating it. A third man now enters and sees two people eating apples at the bar. He walks over and says, "Does the bar serves any drinks?" The second man sitting at the bar says, "Just order any drink and the bartender will give you an apple that tastes just like it." Third man doesn't believe it and says to bartender, "In that case, I want an apple that tastes like p." The bartender says sure and gives him an apple. The man takes a bite and spits it out. "This tastes like sa." The bartender says, "Turn it around." Hey there, I put a lot effort into making these videos, so please subscribe for more jokes and stay happy. Thank you.